Rarely has a city celebrated the fact that the Hornets are playing Monday Night Hoops on TNT like New Orleans has been. Oh, and the Saints won the Super Bowl too. The Hornets make their way to Orlando to take on Dwight Howard and the Magic.
I go chocolate.
In game one of our doubleheader.
There's chocolate, y'all.
Followed by the Spurs and the Lakers. It is time for TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Autotrader.com. 4 more nights of games before All-Star Weekend in Dallas as we welcome you to Studio J in Atlanta, the TNT Arena. Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley. So Kenny has the night off.
Oh man, y'all didn't fire him?
No, these are very, very big shoes to fill.
Yeah, like size 6s. Big shoes, right.
We thought about Kevin McHale. We thought about Eric Snow.
Man, listen, I can go out on the street over here at Georgia Tech and grab somebody who could do his job.
Maybe anybody on the crew who could do
anybody. Ralph, Nicole, Sabelle.
Hey, that's Ralph wearing the 10-gallon hat. How about this guy running camera 3?
Come on, camera 3.
Would you like to take a shot at the show tonight?
Come on. You got nothing else to do.
He looks amazingly like Brent Barry.
No, Brent Barry is much better looking.
Oh, here he comes. Brent Barry filling in for the legendary Kenny the Jet Smith tonight.
Why is it that I'm the only person who get fat when they retire?
This guy.
Good to see you, my brother.
Oh, that was special.
Good to see you.
You know what? And not surprising either.
We don't wear ties around here.
That's not surprising at all that you would come up and give Charles
I
kiss the commissioner?
a kiss on the cheek because
I'm going to kiss the governor.
Yeah, two guys who have publicly kissed other guys on TV. This was Brent Barry.
Yeah, see?
How did the commissioner take that?
Like my grandma.
Yeah, and this one, of course.
Oh, my God.
That's like my grandpa.
We should have somebody.
Don't trust me, Dick is older than your grandpa.
Should have somebody vote on NBA.com about those. Anyway, nice to see you, man. It's good to have you
it's
here.
Really,
welcome.
We've been seeing you on
Thank
NBA TV a lot, obviously.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's nice to be here.
What's all this?
It's called preparation, Charles.
These are my notes.
Well, let me give you some clues for the future reference. The team with the best player normally win.
There you go.
I hear I'm one of the few analysts that go to the production meetings, though.
You were the first this season, as a matter of fact. Charles' streak continues.
It's fantastic. And great coffee, by the way. Thank you, Charles.
You're welcome.
Just get used to it. That's the way we do things here at Studio J.
If you want something, just tap it.
Yeah, you do that.
He loves that.
And see what happens. The Hornets and Magic game 1. And then we've got the Spurs and the Lakers playing game 2. And being a San Antonio guy winning 2 rings and playing for Greg Popovich, we want to talk about some of the issues facing the San Antonio Spurs these days because they come in 29-20, allowing over 96 points a game, most in the Duncan era. They've struggled against winning teams. They're 3-13 against the top 8 in the Western Conference. And Greg Popovich himself, Bones, says, I've never had a group like this that didn't gel in terms of consistency night in, night out. What's wrong there?
Well, I think, Ernie, first of all, I'm not going to take words out of Coach Popovich's mouth because I won't be able to go back to the city. But what I will say is this, is they've never had this many additions to a team, 7 new players to a squad. And I can speak from experience. It's a very intricate system to learn. The offensive plays, as Chuck will attest, those are similar. But the defensive schemes that Coach Popovich puts into place takes a long time to learn. So not only do you have to learn your players and your new teammates offensively, but you have to learn defensively now to trust guys being in the right spot. You have a number of different ways to play pick and rolls and new situations that from other teams, you have to bust a lot of old habits. So 7 new additions, you're seeing some of those struggles. You're seeing some of that continuity be out of place, and the injuries certainly have not helped.
Yeah, we had this conversation last week.
Let me just add to that. Everything he said is correct. And they're old.
Yeah, they've got some years on them.
Well, one thing that people don't understand, when you win the championship, you're playing like an extra 2 months. You factor in they've won the championship 4 times, or they've been deep into place another. They probably played like 2 or 3 extra seasons. I mean, the one year I made it to the finals, I noticed a difference when you play 2 extra months. Like when everybody else's season ends in April and you play May and part of June, and if you do that consistently every year, Kenny always has a great saying, there's only so many jumps in those knees. And then you factor in with Parker and Ginobili playing every summer for their foreign team, man, those are guys who are going to take San Antonio to the next level. If I told you, Father Time always win. Because I told you about those Celtics.
Yeah, I know.
We keep waiting on them to get old. They say people say they're going to get healthy. Old people don't get healthy, they die.
Yeah, that's what you said the other night. I was trying to forget that. You've been on this rodeo trip before. What's that like on that San Antonio team, and how does Pop use that for this team?
Well, it's really a time for your team to come together. The difference between this year for San Antonio and years past is that they've always had a long road trip at the beginning of the season to kind of start that process off in November, maybe early December. This year, the schedule has really altered that. They've had a ton of home games, and now they play a ton of road games, not only during the rodeo road trip, but even afterwards. They continue to play on the road. So it's a real difficult stretch. As other teams are starting to get better later on in the season, they're going to have to face some difficult challenges.
They've played 29 home games, and this will be their 21st road game. Meantime, on the Lakers side, Kobe Bryant, his situation, you know, he finally sat out a game. It's been the broken right index finger. It's been back problems. It's been the left ankle right
Wear
now.
and tear.
And
That's all that is.
He's a game-time decision. Did not take part in shoot-around today. But are there concerns that you have about the Lakers when you look at some of these issues right here?
Well, I'm concerned about Kobe's health, and I'm concerned because really Kobe and Pau Gasol are the only 2 Lakers who have played well all season. They're the only 2 Lakers that have played well. Lamar Odom has been inconsistent. Andrew Bynum, for some reason, cannot play well with Pau Gasol. Ron Artest has not helped them. Their bench has been inconsistent. But I was watching Mike Wilbon, one of my favorite people, the other day, and he was talking about Kevin Garnett, Kobe, guys like that. Those guys actually played more minutes than guys like myself who played. I played more years than these guys. These guys have actually played more minutes than I played. And that, remember when Kenneth said, he did the thing about when, players get older.
Right.
Like when you can't get healthy. You keep saying, I'm going to get healthy. And Kobe has played more minutes than I played. He's played like 4 years less than me, and he's played more minutes than me. Yeah. So that takes its toll. So that's what it's going to be very interesting between the Celtics, the Lakers, the Spurs. I think one of these teams are going to make a trade, but the Lakers are still the favorite if everybody's healthy.
Does Kobe's mentality scare you? Because that's what scares me about his health, is that he will not sit down.
Yes.
That's what I think is a different situation, because Kobe is driven to play, and so he has to start to understand when he needs to take those nights. Like Pop will do that with a lot of players. Yeah. Kobe wants to play.
Well, I think one thing that's going to help the Lakers is Kobe sit out last week, and they went up to Portland, won for the first time in like 20 games. Kobe had to say, you know what? I don't have to be the man every night. He's got to do a better job of, number one, taking games off, but also like, hey, let me help Powell. Let me help Andrew. Let me help Ron. He don't have to score 30 points a night.
Would you sit him out tonight against the Spurs and sit him out against Utah on Wednesday going into the All-Star break and give him a big chunk of time off?
No, I play him these 2 games because he's going to get the rest during the All-Star break, Ernie. And these are not back-to-back games.
Who will win the
I told you, man,
contest?
there's no such thing as an expert. God's an expert.
The Radio Shack expert picks tonight's poll question: who will win the dunk contest?
I'm going.
Don't say Shannon Brown surprises some people.
I'm going to shock the world, go with the Alabama guy, Gerald Wallace.
Okay, and how about Horse? Look at Kevin Durant back to defend his title against Omri Caspi, the rookie from Sacramento.
I was going to say, Paul Westphal and Truck Robinson really like Caspi. But you know what?
Had a chance to meet him on fan night one night. Good kid.
You know what? I'm really pulling for Rondo.
Okay.
Might be the most underrated player in the NBA today.
I know he has a lot of tricks, Chuck, but if you have to go outside the paint, you have to make those shots.
Oh no, he gonna luck up and make a couple jumpers.
Hey, this is a potential Horse shot. Look what Bones did on the jump on NBA.com.
Wait, you got highlights in your hair?
Free throw blindfolded.
You got highlights in your hair?
Yeah.
Dennis Scott couldn't make it.
Oh, that's because Shaq had 3 guys guarding him. Dennis Scott, well, he could make shots when 3 guys were guarding Shaq and he was wide open.
And what's your issue with Bones' hair?
Oh, he doesn't like the highlights here.
It don't look like you got him in here right now. We don't have highlights around here, Bones.
Some of us.
Ernie's got some low lights.
Oh, I do.
Very close cropped lights.
They're low lights.
As a matter of fact. And don't even bother giving me that tight shot of my bad hair, Steve. I see you telling Snake to get a tight shot. There you go. There you go. Isn't that? Look at the highlights.
Manu's playing
trust
later.
me. That's not a tight shot of your head. That's a tight shot of your head, not your hair.
Mono and I got that same thing back there, too.
You're going through your hair.
There you go.
Taller.
There you go.
Vacation spot.
On a beautiful 58-degree evening in Central Florida, we are at the Amway Arena, downtown Orlando. Game 1 of our doubleheader. The NBA on TNT is being presented by the United States Marine Corps. It is the New Orleans Hornets facing the Orlando Magic. The Magic turning it as of late. They have won 8 of the last 10, and in 34-17, they are tied with Denver for the 3rd best record in the NBA. Cleveland on top, 41-11. Lakers at 39-13. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert, along with Reggie Miller. That is the Czar. Mike Fratello will be joined in a moment by Cheryl Miller, working the sidelines. The Czar so proud, celebrating his successful pick of the Saints beating the Colts. And I know there was intensive research
Pick the winner.
involved.
17 points, I said, for Indianapolis. I called the onside kick at halftime.
I'm so sorry. Our
Blitz
producer,
packages were great.
Glenn Diamond, just told me to get to the Taco Bell starting lineups. Let's check it out for the Hornets. Darren Collison coming off a 24-point game Saturday night at Charlotte, continues to start for the injured Chris Paul. Peja Stojakovic has picked up his play. For the Magic, Vince Carter, who has struggled, had a strong game of the win at Boston yesterday. Dwight Howard came on strong in the second half against the Celtics. For Howard, 14 of his 16 of the second half, with Vince Carter telling Dwight at halftime, take over and dominate it, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, an impressive third quarter yesterday against the Boston Celtics, and that's the Magic team that we've come to know. Hitting threes, getting the ball down low to Dwight Howard, commanding double teams, and the rest falling into place.
This is a huge game tonight for Orlando. They're 6-6 on second nights of back-to-backs. After that big win yesterday on the road, coming from behind the way they did. Sensational third quarter. Stan Van Gundy wants to see if they can come back here tonight and get another big victory.
You saw the officiating crew, Bob Delaney, James Capers, Derek Collins. In fact, Stan Van Gundy said in all his time with the Magic, he's never seen his team play a better quarter than they did. Third quarter yesterday in Boston as they came from 11 back and built up a 14-point lead. Meanwhile, the Hornets come off a win Saturday night in Charlotte, beat the Bobcats. That stopped a 3-game losing streak. The Magic in the white controlling the opening tip. Nice pass. Howard finds Carter.
Surprising right there. Jeff Brower says he was not going to double Dwight Howard down low. What do you do on that first possession when the ball goes down low? David West gets lost double teaming, and wide open Vince Carter with the lay-in.
And the Hornets have won 6 of their last 7 on the road. Kind of a form reversal. They dropped 4 straight at home on the turnover. Jameer Nelson brings it across. He's played by Darren Collison, and say right here, says Bob Delaney, as Okafor hit the deck, and he is called for the foul.
If they're going to try to play Okafor straight up on Dwight Howard to start this game, you may see him on the bench very, very early, and he may be hurt right now.
It looked like he injured his ankle.
Well, what I like about Dwight Howard, run down the middle of the floor, seal the guy on your behind, and get big.
This is Matt Barnes for 3. The Orlando Magic, #1 in three-pointers attempted, three-pointers made. Matt Barnes coming off a big game from downtown. He hit 3 yesterday against Boston. Stojakovic able to keep it alive. And this is Collison. Darren Collison, a rookie from UCLA, a first-round draft pick, so quick, gets into the lane, makes good decisions, and has been playing well in the absence of Chris Paul.
They show you the difference. New Orleans shoots about 21 three-pointers a game as Vince Carter hits that pull-up 20-footer, but Orlando shoots almost 28 a game. So a difference of about seven more attempts from the three-point line for Orlando.
Vince Carter leading the way in that third quarter in Boston yesterday with 9 out of that 19-0 run by the Magic. Okafor comes up short. Back comes Vince Carter.
I'm sure that Dwight Howard didn't get a hand on that ball by Okafor.
And here's Howard going at Okafor. And from time to time, and we've seen quite a bit of Orlando recently, we have seen Dwight Howard adding to the repertoire.
One way you're going to get better, especially offensively, get him the ball down low and trust in that shot is Peja knocks down the 3.
Peja Stojakovic, as Stan Van Gundy mentioned to us, playing so well. Seems so active. Here's Carter for 3. Yes! And we're seeing a different Vince Carter who struggled throughout the month of January.
He shot 28% from the floor, and Stan Van Gundy kept talking about their guard play. Not only was Vince Carter shooting poorly, but Jameer Nelson was shooting poorly, so that's a major concern.
Orlando off to the big lead early. Collison from downtown.
We're seeing a three-point explosion from both teams here. A lot of doubling down low and wide open shots when the ball is being swung to the weak side.
If you come out of UCLA, you automatically make threes. Is that the deal?
Well, Darren Collison just 33% from that three-point line coming into today. Howard and rebounded by Mo Peterson. Peterson is starting for Marcus Thornton, who's now missed the last 3 games because of a sore lower back. Collison coughed it up. Nelson getting it to Lewis, and it's deflected out. Last touched by Rashard Lewis.
Well, Darren Collison doing a good job. Initially gave up the steal, but getting back in transition, knocking that ball off of Vince Carter.
And I'll tell you who helped them. The Magic helped them by not spacing out. The 3 white jerseys all stayed very close together, so it made it easy for one defender to play 2 or 3 of them.
Collison guarded by Nelson. Okafor feeling for Howard. Looking to go glass. The save by Carter.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Okafor is going to have to do something better than a follow-away jump shot if you're going to put pressure on Dwight Howard.
And here's Howard. It's a blocking foul. That's 2 on Okafor.
And now what is Jeff Bauer doing as he's looking down at the end of the bench? Going to look like he's going to bring in Sean Marks. But I like the move here by Dwight Howard. Face him up, knows that he only got 1 foul on him, try to take the ball into the middle, and if you're Okafor, send them baseline and hopefully have that weak side help come over.
And the players were concerned because one official started to run down the court the other way. He thought it was an offensive foul.
Sean Marks, 10-year man from the University of California by way of New Zealand, now defending on Howard with some help. The steal by Stojakovic. Lewis backpedals, Stojakovic all the way. We are seeing the Peja Stojakovic of his days with the Sacramento Kings.
That was one of the concerns for Stan Van Gundy, is trying to contain Peja. Has shot the ball very well as of recent.
Stojakovic with the rebound. He was about to fire from 40 feet out. Here's West with that long jump hook. Nelson pushing it down. Barnes whipping by Stojakovic, came up short. Fast-paced start. Collison met by Carter on a switch. Pulls it up for the jumper. Yes, Darren Collison. Off to a terrific start. It's a 7-0 run here by New Orleans, and the game is tied at 12.
And that's what the Hornets have to do. They're going to have to make shots. And another unforced turnover there by the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, and Vince Carter thought he was going to catch Lewis stepping back for the jump shot. Lewis got caught up in the screen, couldn't get out.
Here's Peterson for three. The Orlando Magic 34-17. They've won 8 of their last 10. They played very well here at home. Howard with the bucket, it counts, and the foul.
This is big man 101. You get a missed shot, run the floor, and seal the defensive player down low. And what I like right here, this is old Patrick Ewing move right here. Use the offhand off the glass. Run down the middle of the floor, seal him on your behind, and right here use the offhand as well as the glass to get the bucket and go to the line for the and one.
White just under 60% at the foul line, 8 of 12 against the Celtics, way off on that first free throw shot. I saw Darren Collison coming over to greet a fellow Bruin prior to the game as you and Darren got together. You see each other during the offseason?
Yeah, we play some pickup games at the Wooden Center. Doug West almost got one to go down low.
You go one-on-one, you try to kill him?
No one-on-one. My one-on-one days are over, but a good 3-on-3, a 4-on-4. I like to see how the young Bruins games are that I know they're going to make that next jump into the pros.
He was so happy to see you.
Well, Cheryl was kind of grilling him earlier when they were talking, as you see the UCLA. Now you know why I go back and play with my young boys, to get them ready for the next step.
And the Tar Heels of North Carolina, followed by Duke, UConn, Florida, Arizona.
Great recruiting tool what you guys just did right there for UCLA. Thank you guys.
This is just information we're passing on.
All right, I'm just saying. For anyone out there that's looking right now, that's nice.
David West been playing well as of late. 7 of 14, 21 points in the last game for the Hornets in Charlotte. Hornets the other night shot 51% to stop the 3-game losing streak. Barnes played by Stojakovic, a very tough matchup here for Sean Marks, getting some help. And now it's one-on-one. Marks got a piece of it.
Well, I don't know about that, or whether Dwight Howard just shot it into Marks' arm that time.
See how deep he caught it, though? Yep. I mean, he was on the block.
West met by Lewis. Nice move by David West.
And that's the matchup that Stan Van Gundy mentioned before the game he was concerned about. David West is a tough guard for Orlando. Stan Van Gundy trying to figure out who he's going to go with.
Lewis. And both teams hitting their shots. The Magic now 7 of 11. And the Hornets 6 for 11. Stojakovic backed it up to fire and came way off on that attempt.
Well, he should have took a couple dribbles inside and shot the little 18-footer instead of that 23.
Here's Carter. Try the lob, and that was off, intended for Howard. A puzzled look from Dwight Howard.
Wondering how was I supposed to get to that one?
Timeout taken. 5:07 left in the first.
Season is presented by Bright House Networks.
Back in Orlando, fast pace. First quarter, both clubs shooting well. Game is tied at 16. Let's check in with Cheryl Miller. Cheryl.
Thanks a lot, Marvel. That's why I spoke to Chris Paul, who told me that last night he took part in the celebration in New Orleans. He said that he and his family walked up and down Canal Street, taking pictures and videotaping the historical event. Now, he quickly added that he was using his crutches. He did tell me that his left knee is feeling better after surgery. He did say that he's also rehabbing 3 times a day. He said he has no target date as far as returning. He wants to take it slow and not rush back too quickly, guys.
Well, that celebration is ongoing in the Big Easy. The Super Bowl champion Saints arriving this afternoon. The parade will take place tomorrow. Wild scene on Bourbon Street, and that will continue. Barnes gets it down low. Howard with the bucket and the foul on Marks.
I don't think I've seen Dwight Howard this focused in running the floor and trying to establish position. As soon as the ball is off the basket right here, he's just running right down the middle. And Sean Marks is just too small, too light to get a body on him.
Plus, he has to meet him much earlier, Red. You can't wait to meet him down 2 feet in front of the rim. You got to meet him near the foul line if you can, and try and drive him off that blue painted area.
3-point play for Howard, and the Magic up by 3.
Dwight Howard struggled in last year's 2 games against the Hornets, only shooting 33%. Aspasia again, coming off the screen, knocking it down.
His 3rd field goal, 3 of 5 from the floor. He has 7 points. Here's Nelson and Stojakovic on that rebound.
Asia already with 4 rebounds as well to go along with those 7 points.
Peja Stojakovic bothered by back problems last season, played only 61 regular season games. Shot clock to 5. They better hurry. Collison fires and hits. That's a 2. He had a foot on the line. What a start for Collison. He's 4 of 4. He comes off a career-high 24 the other night against Charlotte, as he has taken over for the injured Chris Paul, who has been having a stellar season. Collison with the steal, and the foul is called on the Magic. It is on Howard trying to reach for the ball.
Marv, since Collison has come in, replacing Chris Paul, he's averaging almost 17 points a game, just under 10 assists per game. The one number that you don't like to see are the 4 turnovers that he's averaging also.
2nd team foul on the Magic. New Orleans has 4. Stojakovic so active here at the start, throws a rainbow up, rebounded by Marks. They get the new clock. Here's Mo Peterson. That's a 3.
I remember all those 3-pointers when I played against Mo Peterson in Toronto, knocking down those short corner 3s, and nice swing pass there by Darren Collison.
Potter lost it, recovered, and nearly converted. Mo Peterson getting the playing time. He was sitting quite a while at the start of the season. And the foul, it's a blocking foul as Peterson took it along the baseline.
And that's what you don't want to see. Vince Carter with yet another injury. It's been somewhat of an injury-riddled season since he's come over in that trade from New Jersey.
Yeah, he had that sprained left shoulder for part of the month of January, coming off probably the worst month of his professional career. Shot 28% in January.
You see Vince Carter rotating over, takes or tries to take the charge, and winds up getting hit in his groin area.
Oh, that's very subtle of you.
Would you expect another description?
Lower abdomen.
The man is still flying from his prediction of the Saints over the
goodness, that was
over the
ridiculous.
Colts.
Seriously, that was ridiculous.
I think, Marv, I saw your prediction in the paper also. I think it was 35-24 in Indianapolis.
Yes,
like
that is correct. Yeah. I never believe in predictions. I mean, just making things up. You're throwing them out.
Oh,
it's fantasy
It's
world.
on calculated research. Research is what it is.
Jason Williams has come on for the Magic. It's another run here for the Hornets. 9 unanswered. They lead at 25. 19 just under 3 to go in this first quarter. Carter cut off by Peterson. Carter lost Peterson. Carter to the hoop. And put down by Howard. 9 points for Howard. Collison loves to play that right baseline and right-hand corner. Now West. Rebounded by Howard. Dwight Howard leads the NBA in rebounding and block shots. Williams fires and hits. Jason Williams knocks it down. So the Magic trailing by 2.
I love the tempo that Jason Williams plays at. He doesn't force shots. He understands, his teammates. He gets them the ball in the right places and the right time.
Foul number 15.
Foul on Carter. That is his second. Here's Vince with a typical Vince Carter move. Beautifully done. Could not convert. Howard did.
always, just give me advice. Whenever he's playing or when he's not playing, he's constantly in my ears. Even when he's not even at the game. Like, I remember we played, I think it was Oklahoma City. He called me after the game, and he just told me what I did wrong. So it's always good. I'm always getting better, and he's always in my ears.
Well, what I'm surprised about is who left this guy off the rookie-sophomore game come All-Star Weekend. And what better guy if you're going to learn this game from arguably one of the best point guards in the league in Chris Paul. And what I like what he's doing is he's going to his room, he's calling him up, he's texting him, making sure going over each and every game plan now that he is running this team.
Collison over Williams, and that's his first miss. J.J. Redick, who just came on, able to handle that rebound.
You can't talk good about a guy, then he comes out and shoots an air ball, Marv. Come on.
It's one of your guys. Howard on the recovery. It counts with a foul. That's 3 on Marks. So Dwight Howard has picked up 5 personal fouls, 2 on the starting center, Emeka Okafor, and 3 on Sean Marks.
And the question is, who is the next sacrificial lamb that will be coming into the game to play against Dwight Howard? He's feeling so comfortable with that left hand.
Well, it is Aaron Gray, a 7-footer out of Pitt, one-time member of the Chicago Bulls, acquired from Chicago. There's Aaron back from a broken leg. He actually broke his leg in the last 2-a-day session with the Bulls. That was way back in training camp.
Well, he has the size to go against Dwight Howard, but it's all going to be about the foot speed to stay with him.
For Gray, only his 10th game of the season. Stojakovic from deep. That's a 3 for Peja. He now has 10 points, his 2nd from downtown. Howard going right at Gray, rebounded by Stojakovic.
Yeah, and right there, Dwight is letting him off the hook with that, like, 8-foot jump left hook. Take the ball to the body.
West is held by Lewis. That puts the Magic over the foul limit.
What they've been doing is anytime West winds up in an isolation, Orlando brings Dwight Howard over, and they overload that side of the floor defensively, so West knows there's another guy there if he tries to take it to the basket.
And a hand as Brandon Bass, who has not been getting the playing time and has not obviously been very happy about it, so the crowd reacts as Bass comes off the bench for Rashard Lewis.
Yeah, I'm reading in the newspaper some comments by Brandon Bass that he's not really going to rock the boat too much, but he is going to ask to be traded at the end of the season. And this is a guy who played a lot of games last year in Dallas, was in the 7- and 8-man rotation under Rick Carlisle. Thought he was going to be the same when he came here, and he's kind of fallen out of the rotation.
He's an energy effort guy, very important player off the bench with the Mavs. Spent the last 2 years with Dallas after a couple of years with New Orleans, a former Hornet. This is Bass. Bass intended for Bass, but thrown away.
Well, Bass has only played in 28 out of the 51 games going into tonight that the Magic have had. And it's a case, Marv, of a player picking the wrong organization. What I mean is we see Collison with the floater. Not that the Magic organization isn't a great organization. It's the style of play for Brandon Bass. It's the wrong one. Stan Van Gundy wants 3-point shooters. Here we see the J.
Brandon Bass able to knock down his first shot attempt.
Yeah, and he's a short-range jump shooter, not a three-point line jump shooter the way Stan Van Gundy likes him.
3-second differential as this first quarter winds down. Collison has hit 5 of 6 from the field. Collison chases the rebound down. Try to set up Gray. Barnes. That would not have counted. Good shooting first quarter. The Hornets 32 and the Magic 28 here in Orlando. We'll take a break. When we come back, Cheryl will talk with Hornets head coach and general manager Jeff Bauer.
Time for the Coach's Corner, presented by Lincoln and Coach Bauer. Just looking at the first quarter, did you like the pace of the game? Both teams shooting the ball extremely well.
We do. We got off to a good start offensively. Peja and Mo Pete got into the flow, and we're working hard inside. You know, it's a very good quarter for us.
Early foul trouble for both your big men. Any adjustments?
Well, we know we got a handful in there. We're going to use all the fouls we have, and we'll bring everybody back through with the cycle again. But we'll keep battling and working at it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Jeff Bauer took over for Byron Scott, who was let go after 9 games earlier this season. They had lost 6 of their first 9 under Byron after a disappointing finish, a poor performance in the first round of the playoffs. And Bauer has gone 24 and 18. He's been in the Hornets organization for 14 years. The foul on Gray. He's been a scout, assistant coach, director of player personnel, general manager, still general manager along with the coaching duties. And he and Stan Van Gundy know each other from their assistant coaching days. And in college, Stojakovic able to handle the back tap. Stan Van Gundy was an assistant at Fordham. That's the late 80s. And Jeff Bauer at Marist College in the Rick Smith era. Well, Aaron Gray was wide open. The dunking Dutchman, your teammate with Indiana. Here's the steal by Collison. That's his second steal of the game.
Stan Van Gundy cannot be happy with the defensive effort. 32 points is way too much for this team. That's 5th in the league in opponents' points at 95.
Jason Williams for 3.
Good pace to his game. He's not going to force a lot of shots. He's going to take what the defense gives him. Darren Collison goes 2 removed under that high pick and roll. Good decision there by Jay Will to knock down the 3.
James Posey has come on for Orlando along with Marcin Gortat. West puts a move on Gortat and then picked off by Reddick. Reddick guarded by Posey. Michael Pietrus on the floor for the first time. And here is Pietrus on the drive. He thought he was fouled by Gray. Nice move by Pietrus. Stojakovic for 3. Hornets do not waste any time getting to the front court. Oh, nice. Beautiful behind the back by Jason Williams to get it across.
Are we watching the Sacramento Kings and Peja Stojakovic?
All right, here comes Collison. Collison turned Bass around, scores, and draws the foul.
Marv, you said before about the pace of this game from early on, and by design, we noticed in talking with Jeff Bowers, they're up 6 points a game from a year ago, and they're up 6 field goal attempts per game. They're trying to rush it back at their opponents. Something they noticed a year ago, they weren't getting enough field goal attempts at the basket. From day one, they've set out to do it, and there's a pretty good example right there.
What a start for Collison, although he misses the free throw. Darren Collison, 6 of 8 from the field. He has 13. Stojakovic and Collison, the high point man, with 13. Dwight Howard, who is sitting down, has 12. Pietrus around Gray and his foul. So Aaron Gray with his second. The way this is going, all the big men are going to foul out by the half.
Well, you've got 3 fouls on Sean Marks, 2 on Emeka Okafor, and now 2 on Aaron Gray.
His second first team foul.
So Pietrus to the line. We are early second quarter, and the Hornets up by 6. Let's take a look at the upcoming national TV schedule. NBA TV Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern Time. Oklahoma City will be at Portland. And then it's All-Star Weekend, ESPN Saturday at 7 Eastern Time, the All-Star Celebrity Game. And then TNT Thursday at 8 o'clock, Orlando at Cleveland. We'll be there for that one. And San Antonio at Denver. A doubleheader Thursday night right here on TNT. Marv Albert, Reggie Miller, the Czar, Mike Fratello. Cheryl Miller works the sideline. First of our doubleheader as Sungaya, who just came on, is able to knock it down. And it's 56% from the field for the Hornets, 58 for the Magic. Bass, yes. So Brandon Bass, who has seen very little playing time, heard the cheers as he came off the bench, and he's hit his first 2 shots.
And the reason he's on the floor is Stan Van Gundy feels he might have the best chance of guarding West, and he's hit a couple of big jumpers on the offensive end.
Darius Sungaya went into traffic and was turned back. Beatrice for 3. Kept alive, Reddick. Beatrice lines it up and shoots.
I don't think it was in his hands quick enough before Beatrice got the ball up.
Collison. The tip missed, and then Sungaya.
Right now the Hornets are just beating the Magic really in their own game, getting the ball up and down the floor and beating them on the offensive rebounds.
Hornets by 7. Williams rebounded by Posey. The Hornets at 27 and 24. They stopped a 3-game losing streak Saturday night in Charlotte. They have split their last 10 games.
Official timeout.
And the foul is called on Reddick.
Foul on number 7, A.J. Reddick.
Timeout call. Just under 4 gone by, second quarter.
Hey, you got a good thing going on offense. All right, you got good movement. All right, let's make sure we have activity going on when we go into the post. Guys, you got a real good start going here. All right, real good start, and we got to keep building it.
What Jeff Bauer means by activity is away from the post-up, he wants movement, he wants cutters, guys cutting underneath the rim to try to keep the weak side defenders, okay, involved defensively.
Peja Stojakovic to the line for the first time. The Hornets 4th in a very tough division, the Southwest. A half game behind the Rockets, half game in front of Memphis, and 4.5 behind the first place Dallas Mavericks. And this is a team that has won 6 of its last 7 on the road, while at home they've dropped 4 in a row for the first time since back in January of 2007.
For some reason this team more focused when they play on the road than they are at home. Showing it tonight.
Vince Carter back as he gets it to Gortat. Marcin Gortat from Vince Carter. Hornets by 6. Aaron Collinson, the rookie out of UCLA. In the backcourt with James Posey. That's Posey with a strong drive for his first bucket.
An unusual move for James Posey. Normally he's a spot-up 3-point shooter. That time, put it on the floor, made a nice drive to his right.
This is one other thing he's known for, too, being a great defender.
Gortat on the recovery. Gortat with the rebound. And Sungaya able to pull it down.
Wasn't it Stan telling us he was worried about this game coming off that emotional big second-half win against Boston yesterday afternoon, that this was going to be a scary game tonight?
And then following tonight, they have a day off, and then in Chicago on Wednesday, Stojakovic.
Nice pass.
16 for Peja. So the Magic will go back-to-back again. Wednesday in Chicago, Thursday at Cleveland, and here on TNT, followed by 3 straight at home, including another game with the Cavaliers, the team they beat in the conference finals last May. 6:50 remaining, first half, Hornets by 10.
Beautiful.
Oh, look at this.
Watch Vince turn his head now. Whoop.
But also talk about that weak side guy.
Yep.
Oh. Look how close he is.
Okay.
take a look at what happens when you turn your head defensively. Here's Peja Stojakovic. Watch this weak side defender. When Stojakovic gives the ball back out, Vince Carter playing defense on him right there, turns his head. As soon as he turns his head, looks at the ball, backdoor move. This defender's got to get there. He's late getting over. Stojakovic with the layup.
So Peja with 16, he's the high point man, and it's a 10-point bulge for the Hornets. Jason Williams right back, 7 points for Williams. He's hit 3 of 4. Sengila gets it down low on a skip pass. Posey had to save it and lost it. Petrus down the right wing side. Yes, and the foul. He was slapped on the hand. He was hacked by West. The basket counts. And Petrus, showing his speed, will go to the line.
And that's a bad foul if you're Doug West right there. When you're, David West, when you're running the floor right there, if you're going to take a foul, make sure you wrap the guy up so he doesn't get the ball above his hips. Look like you're just going to swipe down on that, and the official who's right on the play right there, all he sees is the swinging motion.
Petrus way off on that free throw. 6-point lead for the Hornets. Dwight Howard is back on the floor. West going at Bass. Curls around him and scores. Stan Van Gundy very upset. He was upset with Bass during that timeout.
I think he was upset with the whole team in that last timeout, the defense they were playing.
Carter played by West. Here's Carter with the teardrop. Vince Carter, who played well yesterday against Boston, with the good start here in the first half. He now has 9 points. Sengila with a rainbow.
Well, that's what he's going to do. He's going to draw Dwight Howard away from that paint area because of his shooting ability.
Williams and Carter in the backcourt. Bass, Howard, and Petrus up front. Here's Carter on a catch and shoot for 3. Howard gets inside, and he's fouled. Fouled on the act by Julian Wright. Hornets take a timeout. Coming up on 5 minutes to go. First half, 8-point lead for New Orleans. Magic 44, Stan Van Gundy, the head coach of the East squad, Sunday's NBA All-Star game in Dallas, while head coach of Miami. He handled the East in the game in Denver 2005, victory for the East. We were talking about it earlier with Stan. He mentioned Allen Iverson was the most valuable player. Czar, as a one-time Eastern Conference All-Star coach, you were giving Stan advice in terms of substitution patterns. You said that, who was it who came to you and said that he was ailing, which you looked at as good news because it would help you in terms of minutes for other players?
You're so concerned as the head coach of the All-Star team that you want to be fair to everyone. You have to give the starters, their respective minutes, and then everybody who's being honored that weekend, you feel you want to do them right. But it's tough to get 12 guys enough minutes to satisfy him. And for me, it was Maurice Cheeks came up to me prior to the game and said, Coach, don't worry about me, my minutes. He said, my leg is bad. I'm not feeling that good right now. He said, I don't really need a lot of minutes. I think he played 4 minutes that afternoon.
All right, so Sengila knocks it down. But what I heard, there were several players who told me that you went up to them and there were 3 or 4 guys who said, you don't look good today.
Yeah, I suggested they might be a little...
Are you ill? That's not right.
I said, are you under the weather by any chance?
But that's, I would think, the major concern when you're coaching the All-Star team.
Well, as a former player, you always want to play major minutes when you're in the mid-season classic. Zooming right with the nice move right there going baseline. And as a player, I wanted to play as many minutes as possible. The only time I played huge minutes is when my head coach was the coach in Larry Legend Bird in New York. He was like, look, I'm the coach. I'm going to play as long as you want to play. I'm like, well, leave me out there with MJ.
As long as you don't get injured.
Correct.
I know Doc Rivers, for one, telling us last week when we did a Celtic game, when he was head coach of the East, he would call coaches around the league where there were players who weren't coming back from injury, who had been set back by minor ailments, just to check as Collison banks it home and draws the foul. If the coach didn't want the guy to play that many minutes, he would adhere to that.
Well, I mean, I understand that, and guys don't want to play heavy minutes if they're coming back from injury. And look at this nice crossover move right here, talking about coming back from injury. We don't know if Jameer Nelson is 100% in that left knee that he injured earlier in the year and missed some time. And Darren Collison, understanding that, he's a little bit slow in that lateral movement, doing a good job. Big first half here by the rookie Darren Collison. 15 points on 7 of 10 from the field, along with 6 assists.
I kind of have a feeling I know what the halftime talk is going to be about in the Magic locker room. They've given up 59 points right now with 3.5 minutes remaining. For the year, they rank 5th best in the NBA. They give up only 95 points a game. Stan Van Gundy cannot be happy with this defensive effort.
Lewis trying to go cross court, and it was deflected out. Last touch by the Hornets. The Hornets have hit their last 7 consecutive shots.
And this goes along with Stan's theme on this team, can be a Jekyll and Hyde. They're up 21 points on Friday against the Washington Wizards here in this building and end up losing that game. They're down big yesterday against Boston and have a huge third quarter. This team is hard to understand.
All right, here's Lewis for 3, but they can come right back because they'll fire up threes. And they'll hit those threes.
Yeah, he says we actually play better with adversity. He said when we're doing well, we don't play as well.
That ends a 7-0 run by New Orleans. Just under 3 left, first half. West rejected, swatted by Dwight Howard. That's his second block shot. And Jeff Bauer takes a timeout.
And now, Magic fans, it's time to have a little fun with stuff.
New Orleans 12 of 16 from the field in the second quarter.
David West trying to do a little too much, and over Dwight Howard with the block shot.
They're not going to walk it up the floor. Even when we score, they're running it. You do not have a chance to relax. The only place you can relax is here.
Well, actually, the Magic have more fast break points than the Hornets, but it's been when the Hornets have gotten them in those loose balls or long rebound moments that have been critical so far in this first half.
This is Julian Wright, rebounded by Dwight Howard. An 11-point New Orleans lead. They've led by as many as 14. At one stretch, they hit 7 straight shots. That's a 2. He had a foot on the line.
You know, New Orleans going into the game tonight had 3 things they wanted to take away from Orlando. They've done a great job with 2 of them. Very few free throws right now, just 3 of 6, and only 3 3-pointers here in the first half for the Magic. So those are 2 of the 3 that they were concentrating on.
Sungailas spinning his way and is off. Rebound Howard. Oh, broken up with a strip by Posey, and it ends up in the hands of Collison. West, it's a tough angle shot. David West with 10 points.
I'm telling you, Darren Collison has been looking more and more like Chris Paul in those side pick and rolls and finding David West.
Here's Carter open for 3. And we're seeing a different Vince Carter battling his way out of a month-long shooting slump. Had a good one yesterday in Boston. Orlando now 5 of 8 from downtown. Collison gets inside. Rebound Howard. 7 rebounds along with 13 points for Dwight Howard. We're approaching a minute to play in the first half. Carter backs in. Carter scores. This is the Vince Carter that Orlando was looking for when they made the trade with Nets.
Yeah, this is the most aggressive offensively I've seen him. Confidence in the post, confidence in knocking down 3-point shots.
The Magic coming back, a 10-2 run. Here's Posey for three. 58% shooting by the Hornets.
Coach, this is a team that's already given up 64 points in this first half.
Carter, half minute left in the half. West spinning his way. Oh, what a move. It counts for the foul.
Well, Reg, you said it coming out of that timeout when we listened to Stan Van Gundy, trying to emphasize the fact that you cannot relax. This team is going to be relentless in pushing the ball back at you, and that's what we're seeing here. That's why there's so many points. Here, the up and under move. Carter tries to reach down and strip it, misses it, foul is called, gets the opportunity here for the three-point play.
And guys, the most points given up in a half by the Orlando Magic this season. 66 on the board and counting for the Hornets.
The Hornets only average 100 points a game. 16th best in the NBA, and already tonight, 67 points through two.
Hornets do have a foul to give, 4-second differential with this first half coming to a close. Shot clock is down to 5, and a nice play. The strip by Singaila. Last touch by Nelson.
Yeah, he put that right hand in there, got the ball, banged it off the knee, and Nelson went out of bounds. Possession, New Orleans.
20-second timeout, Hornets.
And now Stan Van Gundy will talk things over. Nine, 10 seconds remaining in this first half. And the Hornets have a 67-55 lead on the Magic.
Already 10 turnovers in this first half for the Magic. That's resulted in 11 points for the Hornets.
Both clubs shooting exceptionally well. Hornets 6 of 9 from three-point range. Orlando 5 of 8. Here's West. He got the step and scores. Also drew the foul.
Dwight Howard rotating late over, but great move here by David West. As soon as he got the basketball, everyone thought he was going to turn around and do the jump shot, but puts the ball on the floor, a couple dribbles, and Dwight Howard just comes over a little bit late with a silly foul. Go for the block, do something, but you can't let him get the ball up to the basket.
Second on Howard. How about an 8-0 run in under a minute by the Hornets? And that is point number 70 of the half. Barnes throws it down, broken up. Petrus not able to handle it, but last touch by Posey. And the Magic will put it in play with 1 9/10 seconds left. And now Bob Delaney checking in terms of perhaps putting some more time on the clock.
The Magic do find a way to get back into this game. They have made this game so difficult, and it's all resulted because of the defensive end. A very lackluster effort coming off in a very emotional win in Boston yesterday afternoon.
Well, Darren Collison will sit down after playing all but 1 9/10 seconds of this first half. Nelson not able to hit. A sensational shooting first half for the New Orleans Hornets. They lead at 70-55, 16 apiece for David West, Darren Collison, and Peja Stojakovic. Vince Carter leads the way with 14 for Atlanta. Let's go to Cheryl with the rookie out of UCLA, Darren Collison.
Darren, before the game, you told me that Chris Paul is always staying in your ear. What did he tell you to focus on tonight?
I didn't get a chance to talk to him today, but I'm pretty sure he'll tell me to keep doing what I'm doing right now. You know, making sure we push the tempo, just be in control of the game. You know, we still got another half. We don't want this thing slip out of our hands, so I just got to make sure I'm in control.
Your bigs obviously got into foul trouble in this first half. Talk about the advantage you took. You took advantage of it because you went shorter.
Yeah, we can't have that. You know, we can't have our bigs in foul trouble. We really need a mech to protect the paint. You know, hopefully he'll do a better job in the second half. but we can't have guys getting in foul trouble. Not this game.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thanks, sir.
All right, coming up after the break, we'll be sending it down to our Atlanta studios for the T-Mobile halftime report with E.J. Charles and the 1996 slam dunk champ Brent Barry. Our score here at halftime. It's the Hornets 70, the Magic 55.
You heard Cheryl Miller say that he was the 1996 slam dunk champion. Brent Barry.
You got highlights of that?
Yeah, of course. We had video back then. Still with the warm-up top on.
That was fun. Actually, this is no joke, EJ.
Yeah.
I was walking around the Riverwalk. It happened in San Antonio, of all places. And I was sitting down to lunch, and none other than this guy right here sat down next to me. He probably doesn't remember, but I do. But he sat down next to me and my mom and my stepdad and my girlfriend, who's now my wife, who he hit on. And we had lunch. We had lunch with Charles that day, and then I remember later on he went on to kill me and say after I had won that they should have had another Million Man March. Which is not the best compliment I got after winning that thing.
Do you recall any of this, Charles?
Thank you for lunch. You did pay
when I saw that tape, I was like, a white guy won the slam dunk competition?
Next thing you know, that's what I said, too.
Next thing you know, we're going to have a black president.
But here we are. You recall having lunch with him the day that he won the slam dunk?
I remember having lunch with his wife, not him.
That was yesterday.
By the way, happy anniversary, Chuck.
What did you and Hal?
No, it's just 1996 also, same year, but on February 8th, you scored your 20,000th point.
Oh, okay.
Against the New Jersey Nets.
Oh, Hal's driving me nuts.
Yeah, okay.
Trust me, if I played against the Nets, I'd have had like 30,000.
This is true. At any rate, welcome to the T-Mobile halftime report. We digress. Hornets put 70 on the board in the first half against the Magic, and they're number 5 in the league. At points allowed at 95, they give up 70, which is the most in a half since December of 04 when they gave up 71 against the Knicks. And 3 guys with 16, David West, Peja Stojakovic, and Darren Collison. And no Chris Paul on this team now. Darren Collison at the point. How does all that play out when you're trying to face that team?
Well, I think Reggie did a good one about the lack of focus right now for Orlando coming off an emotional win in Boston. But it really has to do with Darren Collison and this team playing without Chris Paul. You have to prepare for a lot of guys now. You don't just concentrate on Chris Paul, and it's tough for some guys to get that mental note. Like, we're playing New Orleans tonight. Oh, yeah, they have these other guys. And so Darren Collison's doing a great job. He's capable at the three-point line with his feet set. But if you watch him on these possessions, he's patient. He's letting the action come. He hits Sangaya on a nice flash for a high-low. He decides to hit the jump shot. And then on this play, look at his patience, Ernie, where he waits till Sangaya is set, hits him, there's a jump shot. So the difference between New Orleans without Chris Paul, obviously they're not that much better, or better for that matter, but you're going to have to guard more guys.
Yeah, the Orlando Magic, Charles, your pick to come out of the East, and you heard Mike Fratello say it. Stan Van Gundy probably having something to say at the half about giving up 70 points.
Oh, he's going to go crazy, but I'm going to let what Reggie say really matters. You got a team that, when you're playing against a team that you got to beat to get to the finals, was Cleveland, they know that they got to beat Boston and Cleveland. Them the 2 best teams in the East. They played a game there, national television game. They were pumped yesterday. They just having a letdown. And Coach, I think what Coach needs to do, I think Orlando's the deepest team in the league. I think sometimes when you play an emotional game like that, you got to send a message to your starters, because they can play guys on their bench and play better than they're playing right now. But this is really about just having a letdown after killing the Celtics basically yesterday.
We'll see what happens in the third quarter. Against Washington the other night, they were outscored 39-17. Yesterday against Boston, they outscored them 36-11. We'll see what the third quarter holds tonight with Orlando down 70-55. Later tonight, the San Antonio Spurs and the Los Angeles Lakers. That is game 2 of our double dip. And I guess I'll be honest with you and break the news. Kobe's not going to play.
Well, that's just stupid, Ernie.
What?
Don't tell him that. Yeah, Kobe is going to play.
Welcome to the T-Mobile Halftime Report. The new T-Mobile MyTouch 3G. 100% you, only from T-Mobile.
Well, this weekend we're in Dallas All-Star Weekend. Here's the schedule for Saturday the 13th, and take a look at 6 to 7 Eastern Time, dunk-defying Spud and Nate. Really the story of two of the most dynamic guys in the dunk contest of all time. And part of that is taking a look at Nate Robinson's high school career. The guy was a stud.
Nate was just always a star athlete, you know, in any sport. He was, in high school, he was basketball state player of the year, football state player of the year in the same year. And to this day, I think he still owns the fastest time in the hurdles.
Nate was the best, he probably don't get mad for me telling this, but Nate was the best track runner in Washington until he ran up against some guy. I forgot the guy's name.
Yeah, Sheldon Sampson. It was a good race all the way to the last hurdle because my trail leg is my left, and his trail leg is his right. So he's on my left. So every time I went over the hurdle, we would hit arms, and my arm would go out, and his arm would go, the other way. So we was nudging the whole race, and he beat me. I was so mad. I had the record the whole year, and I went to state and got second in everything.
And I have the picture still in Seattle. Nate lost. I was happy because he thought he was invincible.
That is Dunk Defying, produced by the legendary Tom Heights. 6 o'clock Eastern Time on Saturday.
Legendary.
Yes. And there is Cowboys Stadium, where we'll be for the All-Star game on Sunday. 90,000 plus going to be there.
That's cool.
Yes, it is. Going to be a spectacle. Time now for the T-Mobile MyTouch 3G 100% You. Question of the night: which NBA All-Star owns a cocker poodle named Destiny? You're a dog expert, Chuck. Come on.
Well, Tim Duncan, the greatest power forward ever. LeBron James. Carmelo.
Oh, come on. Bones, you want to?
I was going to guess Dwight.
Oh, of course.
Well, yeah,
everybody
right.
knows it's Dwight.
I was going
But how does everybody know that?
Most everybody does. They told me. Tim Kiley did.
There go Daddy's girls. That's Mango on the left, the U-Ho on the right, y'all.
I'm gonna have to take some pictures of Princess.
I think that one on the left, we better bring the Caesar.
Pocahontas.
Dog
I'm
whisper.
telling you, that's Mango and Yoo-Hoo. I'm Daddy's
We need
girl.
some dog whispering.
Blurry dog.
We're back at Amway Arena in Orlando, Florida. The NBA on TNT is presented by the United States Marine Corps. It is a 70-55 lead. The Hornets over the Magic. Marv Albert along with Reggie Miller, the Czar, Mike Fratello. And you take a look at what has occurred in the first half. 70 points by New Orleans, their best half this season. 70 points allowed by Orlando. The most allowed this year, most allowed by the Magic since back in December of 2004. And it was the rookie from UCLA playing for Chris Paul, Darren Collison, who led the way.
Collison set the tempo for this team right from the beginning of the game. He had his perimeter game going, felt very comfortable pulling up, facing the basket, hits early jump shots, which is good as far as his confidence goes. And then his ability to drive the lane, get inside the Magic defense, and again, high percentage shots. His partner, Peja Stojakovic, who has been playing so well over the last 2 weeks. Peja feels it from down deep and then even chips in a little bit at the defensive end with the steal and a layup.
Well, finally, there's been a half-man, half-amazing sighting here. You see the ball goes down low to Dwight Howard, and the cutting Vince Carter gets the layup. They're going to need more of this in the second half if they're going to cut into the deficit. Driving kick, 6 of 10, 14 points for Vince Carter.
Remember, though, yesterday in Boston, the Magic able to turn things around in the third quarter. You see the 60% from the field. For New Orleans, 54 for the Magic, and they're down by 15. 3-point field goals, 6 of 9 for the Hornets, 5 of 8 for the Magic. And as I mentioned, most first-half points for New Orleans since back in 2003 against the Bucks, and the 70 allowed by Orlando, most allowed since December of 04. There's been a 22-point swing since Orlando led by 7. Now that's at least 3 straight games the Magic have had those type of swings, and we've seen the Magic often enough the last couple of years to know that with their 3-point shooting, they are capable of coming right back.
Marv, the other thing is the Magic have only shot 8 free throw attempts this game. They normally average over 27 a game. That's the other place that you pick up those extra points. Well, they're not getting to the foul line.
Well, you talked about the foul line. You've got the player who leads the league in getting to the free throw line with almost 11, and Dwight Howard. He only has 5 tonight, making 3.
Collison also has 8 assists along with the 16 points. He comes off a career-high 24 in the win over the Bobcats the other night. Here's West. And the onslaught continues. The Hornets 72, the Magic 55. Jameer Nelson backing his way. Played by Collison. Matt Barnes. Dwight Howard. Nelson for 3. Rebounded by Peterson.
Well, they started the game, Magic, going into Howard, and he was very aggressive in picking up all the fouls on the centers. Now he's kicking the ball out low.
And Okafor blows the stuff. Okafor played only 3 minutes in the first half. Rashard Lewis from downtown. Okafor in early foul trouble, picked up a quick 2 on Dwight Howard and went to the bench, replaced by Sean Marks. And then Aaron Gray came on for Marks, who collected 3 in defending against Howard. Collison, yes.
You keep thinking that eventually they're going to miss shots, but they're not missing.
They're maintaining that 60%. Rashard Lewis with another 3.
By the way, think they're going to stop shooting threes? They're not going to stop shooting threes.
Well, David West is going to have to get into the airspace of Rashard Lewis and run him off that 3-point line.
Lewis has hit 3 of 3 from beyond 3-point territory. Shot clock down to 3. Down to 2. Peterson for 3. And did not make contact with the rim. 24-second violation. Let's check in with Cheryl Miller. Cheryl.
Well, Marvin, assistant coach Patrick Ewing said in that first half, we simply did not play with any energy or effort. He goes, the Hornets were playing at warp speed while we were slow walking out there. He said, second half, defensively, let's get it done on the pick and roll and keep those guys out of the paint. Marvelous.
All right, thank you, Cheryl. Here's Carter open for 3. Well, during the early moments of the third, the Magic going right to that 3-point line, and they've knocked down 3, 2 for Lewis, and the 1 by Carter. It's a 10-point New Orleans lead. Back to what Cheryl was talking about a couple of weeks back, Stan Van Gundy telling us that we take a punch and we're done. But he said that's getting a lot better now. Stojakovic is off, another shot clock violation. And at the time, when the Magic were struggling, he said, we're playing with no passion, no fire. We look like we're tired. That's what we saw in the first half here tonight.
We saw a little bit at the start of this third quarter as well, but finally 2 back-to-back defensive efforts by the Magic, 2 forced shots by the Hornets.
Nelson with a strong drive, rebounded by Okafor.
And you've got to get out and run. That's why the Hornets were so successful in that first half.
Nelson fronting Stojakovic, got caught on a mismatch. Here's Okafor, rejected emphatically by Howard. That's his 3rd block shot. Howard in a battle with Okafor. Howard lost the dribble off his foot.
I'm wondering, is Emeka Okafor going to show up tonight and play? Right now, it looks like the varsity, which is Dwight Howard, is going against a JV player in Emeka Okafor.
Well, that's pick number 1, Howard, in the 2004 draft, against pick number 2, Okafor, in the 2004 draft. So you're saying there's a big difference between 1 and 2?
It looks like it tonight. He's got to come up and show and play a little bit.
West got the shot off as Lewis stepped away. Here's Nelson. And rebounded by Okafor. Emeka Okafor made his first appearance back in Charlotte the other night since the trade with the Bobcats. Here comes Nelson again. Hornets do get back. Nelson with that hesitation move. Lewis. And he is fouled by Okafor. So that's his third.
Yeah, Marv, sometimes you're waiting for the timeouts to come, the automatic ones that come at certain times during the game, but right now, New Orleans may need one.
Lewis to the line for the first time. He's hit 5 of 6 from the field, 3 from downtown. A friend in need needs thieves like these. Get your all-new Leverage Wednesday at 10/9 Central, only on TNT. The Magic at 34-17. That's the second best record in the East, behind the Cavaliers, who now are 41-11 with 11 straight wins, playing terrific basketball. The Magic coming into tonight, 8 wins the last 10 games. West gets inside, and a travel is called.
Better take a timeout and get a hold of this thing, because all of a sudden you're going to see Orlando hit another 3, and this crowd will erupt in this building.
Well, that's what I'm a little surprised about. This is not a Hornets team that's like a Phil Jackson Lakers team where you've got a lot of veterans on the floor that can play through it. This is a young team with a rookie point guard.
3 turnovers the last 4 possessions for the Hornets. Carter got the step on Peterson. So the 17-point lead is down to 6 on a 10-0 run by Orlando.
What you want to do is you want to stop momentum of the team. You want to keep the crowd out of it. Sometimes it's better to do it a little bit early rather than a little bit too late. Vince Carter knowing he's a little bit too strong for Mo Pete.
Basketball, and the way Dwight is the #1 option. Vince Carter's not the #1 option, and Vince Carter doesn't have to be the hero every night. He has guys around him that can help him. Jameer Nelson, an all-star player, Dwight Howard, as well as myself. He doesn't have to carry the load. I think he put a lot of pressure on himself coming to the team, so he has to be Vince Carter every single night, and I think it kind of disrupted him a little bit, and he doesn't have to do that. You know, we're here to help each other.
Well, this team really won't be judged until the playoffs, when the Magic get deep into the playoffs. We know what success they had as finally the Hornets get one to go down low from David West. This team will really be judged when they get to the playoffs. Hedo Turkoglu, a big part of this team getting to the finals, made huge shots. People were expecting Vince Carter to have a bigger impact early on in this year. The injuries have slowed him down a little bit, but very much the same way Cleveland and the Shaq deal. It will not be judged until the games and the lights mean the most come playoff time.
David West with a 3-point play. The Hornets had missed their previous 5 shots. Orlando is connected on 4 of 7 from the field in this third quarter, including 3 from downtown. Carter on a crossover. Yes! Oh, what a shot by Vince Carter, who will head to the line.
And this is what I've been waiting to see from Vince Carter. When he puts his head down and the pick and roll is coming, he can either come off of it, but he breaks off right here and goes baseline, crosses over David West. The weak side help tries to come over, which is Okafor, who picks up his 4th foul, and you see the and one and the extension from half man. Half amazing.
21 for Carter, who led the way in that comeback yesterday afternoon in Boston with 9 out of that 19-0 run by the Magic. Vince finishing 7 of 13 for 20. He has surpassed that here tonight. It's a 6-point Hornet lead. They have led by as many as 17. Stojakovic rejected by Howard. That's number 4 for Dwight Howard. Here comes Jameer Nelson.
Collison thought that Jameer Nelson was going to pull the ball back out again, but he kept going, just outracing to the rim.
Darius Songaila back on the floor. Nice backdoor flip. West from Stojakovic. Collison got picked. Lewis for 3. rims out and is deflected out. Last touch by the Magic. Crowd thought it was last touch by the Hornets.
The official James Caper was trying to get help from his buddies on the floor, and both of them said no, it's Hornets basketball.
Collison lost it. Kept alive by Barnes. Magic down by just 4. Nelson to Howard. Orlando has outscored New Orleans 20-7 in this third quarter. Barnes all over Stojakovic.
Asia has yet to score in the second half. Finally gets one to go.
This after a 16-point first half.
Barnes was so aggressive that he lost his defensive position. He wound up on the outside of Pager rather than between Pager and the rim.
Peterson trying to defend on Carter. Carter puts a move on, met by Singaila, and he scores! We're seeing the Vince Carter that the Nets saw, that the Raptors saw, coming off the shooting slump that lasted throughout the month of January. Here's Peterson for 3.
We have a okay shootout here in Amway Arena. Whoever plays defense first might really end up winning this ball game.
And as Lazar mentioned earlier, we're looking at one of the better defensive teams in the NBA in Orlando. Here's Carter again. 11 of 15, 26 points, 5 for 5 here in the third. Orlando is within 3. Singaila, air ball, and West able to handle it. Or was that a pass?
He'll probably say it was a pass, but it was a shot by Singaila.
Now Darius saying no, it's an assist. 84-79. Hornets. Carter backing his way, went behind the back from Barnes. Oh, you can't miss a shot after that kind of pass.
It's Carter doing a little bit of everything out here. Double team down low, finds Matt Barnes.
Singaila, he thought he was fouled. Orlando in possession, down by 3. Nelson, that was a 3-point attempt, but Howard was shoved by Singaila. Singaila picks up his second 13th foul. On New Orleans, it's a non-shooting foul. Orlando calls for time. What a turn by the Magic here in the third. They've outscored the Hornets 26-14.
And we talked about Vince Carter coming out in this third quarter. They were going to need his point production. He's showing it so far.
Hey, right now, first thing, let's get it under 10 right now. We're not going to get it all back at once. Let's get it back under 10. That's a great 4:35. We got 19:25 to go. You got to play it all. You got to play it all.
Well, what you hear is the different phases of how Stan Van Gundy approached it. They started out and he said, look, let's get it under 10 from where we are now. Then he loved the first 4 minutes and 35 seconds that they played, but he reminded them, we still have 19 minutes and 25 seconds remaining.
You know, I wish Stan would be more precise. 4:35.
No, what I like is Matt Barnes' reaction when he was laughing like, there might be only a few guys on that floor that could have done the math and understood what 4:35 in that third quarter. Yes, UCLA.
I was wondering why you said that.
Yes, UCLA.
Carter backs Collison and scores again. Make it 6 of 6 for Vince Carter in this third quarter. 28 points in all, and the Magic within 1.
How does Collison wind up on Vince Carter?
Well, it doesn't matter who's guarding Vince Carter. I think Jeff Bower's going to have to start about doubling and getting the ball out of his hands.
Shot clock to 6. Here's Posey, just checked back in. An air ball fielded by Barnes. The Magic can take the lead. Lewis for 3. They double up on Stojakovic briefly. Stojakovic from downtown. He backed up on Lewis and hit that corner 3. That's his 4th three-pointer of the night.
Normally that is a bad shot, especially if your team has been struggling to score offensively.
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Nelson. 87-85 Hornets.
I'll see a little bit more from Darren Collison being aggressive at the offensive end.
West. Dwight Howard was face guarding him. He actually was making contact with his right hand on the forehead of West. Barnes. 3-point attempt coming up with air.
Back for the Magic, number 44.
So the ball back to New Orleans. Now Jameer Nelson will sit down. Jason Williams played well in the first half, hit 3 of 4, 7 points, back on the floor. Collison will not count. He's called for the pop.
In years past, people have said, oh, that's a good move, but you cannot put your hand underneath the basketball and take a couple steps to gain the advantage on the defender.
Coming up on a minute to play in the third. Carter with the catch and shoot. First miss for Vince in the third.
Some quick shots now by Orlando all of a sudden. They get themselves right back here to this point, and we saw Barnes take a quick bad shot. Vince, that one feeling it so much right now, he felt, let me try and get it up there. It may be going for me.
Here is West. He hesitated, came up short. Back comes Jason Williams. Carter now played by Posey. Lewis using the pick. Lively pass. Howard couldn't handle it. Posey on the break. He scores and he's fouled by Lewis.
I'm telling you what, I've seen about 3 or 4 bad fouls that have led to and-ones on both sides of the ball tonight. If you are going to foul someone, wrap them up, knock them into the back extension, do something, but you can't go over here and give them a little Valentine's Day love kiss and let them get an and-one.
And Valentine's Day, as you know, coming up on Sunday, Reg.
All-Star Weekend.
Yes, it is.
One of my favorite times of the year. You know why? Because I'm working and, no, I won't go there. I won't go there.
You're working
on Valentine's Day.
Yes, you are.
Which means, you know, you can't be with loved ones.
Why is that?
Because you're working. We're working.
You're not working 24 hours. Loved ones can be in Dallas.
They can, but we work a lot.
Oh,
we do.
I know there's a lot of sympathy. Here's Carter to the rim. You sound like Charles now.
I'm just saying. TNT really has us working a lot that weekend.
Final seconds of the third. Here's Collison.
Wow.
Beautifully done by Darren Collison. 1 second. Williams gets it off for 3.
Scoring up for 3 in the Orlando Hornets 94.
It has been a wild 3 quarters of play here in Orlando. 94-87. Hornets with the lead. Stan Van Gundy and Cheryl Miller when we come back.
Patrick Ewing told me at halftime that you weren't happy with the effort or the energy from the team. What did you tell them at halftime?
We just needed to play harder, but when we did, but we're still not playing any defense.
Well, Vince Carter said that he has struggled last month. He looks terrific. What got him going?
I don't know.
You don't know? No answers. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate that.
Well, you know, most coaches would make something up. But that's an honest answer. See, I would like to see at the start of a telecast, Reggie or the Czar, I ask a question, and you say, I don't know.
Sometimes color commentators don't have all the answers.
I see.
The same thing with head coaches. Sometimes they don't have all the answers.
And here is Howard banking it in from the angle to start the fourth quarter. And the Hornets now lead 94-89. I don't know.
Dwight Howard taking a look at the Tim Duncan highlight film using the glass now occasionally.
Stojakovic rebounded by Gortat. Marcin Gortat now playing alongside Dwight Howard. That worked very well recently against the Celtics with the two big guys on the floor. As Posey tried to save it, looked to keep it in play between his legs, but could not.
Well, I like what Stan is doing here, going to the Twin Tower look, looking to punish the Hornets on the offensive glass with Marcin Gortat and Dwight Howard down low.
They have the full 24. Marv Albert, Reggie Miller, the Czar, Mike Fratello, Cheryl Miller. Here's Howard. Trying to go glass again. Cheryl still looking to recover from, I don't know.
I thought she handled herself pretty well
Yeah,
there.
she did.
Okay, you don't know.
She looks stunned.
Back to you guys.
Yes. Shot clock to 5. Collison, yes. Darren Collison, following up the career-high 26, has hit 10 of 15 for 22 points and also has 9 assists. Pietrus not able to hit from three-point land, and the ball back to the Hornets. New Orleans at 54% from the field, and the Magic also at 54. Hornets looking for a foul on the contact there. Collison trying to put him on Williams. Good job here by Jason Williams. Shot clock to 5. Collison got it off, and it's tipped home. Might have been Gortat.
Mixed in a little bit with Aaron Gray right there, but how about the defense there by Jason Williams going against the rookie Darren Collison, step for step.
Well, Gray will get credit as he and Gortat came together. Howard on the spin. Howard going at Gray. Aaron Gray, the one-time member of the Chicago Bulls in his second year out of Pitt, second-round pick of the Bulls last season.
The one thing Stan Van Gundy mentioned was that this team, the two big guys on the floor for Orlando, it's a good defensive team and they rebound well, but offensively they do struggle.
Stojakovic with a nice fake on Barnes.
Barnes got to read the scouting report, because the only way Pager can get that shot off is if he goes left. You got to force him to go right and go all the way to the basket, and then you got to stay down on the pump fakes.
23 points for Stojakovic. Howard is fouled by Gray, and Howard will go to the line. He's 3 of 5 at the line, shooting just 60% for the season. Be there live for all the action. Go to NBA.com/tickets, and you can do it now to reserve your seats to see your favorite NBA team take the court. The NBA, where memories happen. Hornets have led by as many as 17 early on. The Magic led by 7. They came back from the 17-point deficit, got within 2. Gortat will sit down. Lewis is back, playing with 4 fouls. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Howard with 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 block shots. Stojakovic on the move again. Boy, he has really looked good.
What did I say? Force him left, make him go right, all the way to the basket. And what does he do? Lay it in?
He's tuning up
I don't know
right now, yeah.
I don't know.
Pietrus able to save that pass. Here's Lewis, met by Singaila. Stojakovic rebounds.
How about the Hornets weathering that storm in that third quarter when the Magic were able to come all the way back to get within one, I believe.
The Hornets at 27-24. Sangaila kept alive. Nice play by the hustling Darius Sangaila. And it leads to an Orlando timeout. A 17-8 run by the Hornets, who, as you mentioned, have been able to come right back after that onslaught by the Magic.
Dwight Howard cares about the community. The Magic All-Star recently brought smiles and laughter to boys and girls during a special visit to Orlando's Beta Center, which provides at-risk kids with support and resources. Howard demonstrated his generous and ongoing support of Florida families by making a financial contribution to the center, the NBA, where caring happens. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Cheryl. Dwight Howard here tonight, 8 of 13. Total of 21 points and has 4 block shots.
Only been to the line 7 times, though. Marv averages almost 11 free throws a game.
Vince Carter back on the floor. They swing it. Petras for 3.
Huge basket there at a timeout for the Magic.
Seven and a half remaining in the fourth quarter. Shot clock to 3. Here's West, just looking to get it up to the rim.
You see who they put on West that time. Dwight Howard took the challenge of playing West defensively.
A long three-pointer. 33 for Vince Carter.
6 quick points out of the timeout by the Magic Stan Van Gundy to cut the lead to 5.
Carter 4 of 5 from downtown. Here's Posey. Good defense here by Orlando. They're back to the offense. Carter for 3. And hits the shot clock, so the ball goes back to New Orleans.
That's the one Vince really wanted there. Cut this lead to 2 here, and Vince Carter stretching the floor with that 3-point shooting.
Carter acquired from the Nets along with Ryan Anderson in that deal for Rafer Alston. Courtney Lee, Tony Battie had an excellent all-around season for the Nets a year ago. Collison rebounded by Williams.
Yeah, those are the shots you have to make if you're Darren Collison. Nice crossover, wide open 10-footer.
It was Howard around Sangaila and a foul as Howard hit the floor, and Howard upset. Could be a flagrant.
It looked like Bob Delaney already signaled that it was going to be ball on the side right there. But speaking with officials James Caper and Derek Collins.
It is a flagrant 1 called on Darius Sangaila.
And the reason why is how he throws him down after the play is over. You hear the whistle right here, and it was that little extra effort as he's going down. Quick move here by Dwight Howard to go baseline. Sangaila just kind of wraps him up and does the right thing, but it was that little extra effort push at the end that got him the flagrant foul. 1.
So Howard to the line, and the Magic will have possession. 2 free throws for Howard and the ball.
I like the response by Dwight Howard. Got up, stepped up to the foul line, knocks down the free throw.
And Howard now 7 of 9 at the line, coming off the 8 of 12 against Boston yesterday.
You know that Dwight Howard actually averages free throw attempts per game than he does field goal attempts per game.
I'm writing that down.
Well, that's unusual. It's an unusual set.
And an offensive foul. So the ball back to the Hornets. Foul on Howard is third. It was the way you delivered it. As you were saying it, you were waiting for some astonishing reaction from both of them.
Well, I thought you might have a reaction that you see the offensive foul.
Yeah, he cleared him out.
104-101 Hornets. 6 minutes to play in the fourth, and a 3-second violation is called. So the ball back to the Magic. This is the first of our TNT doubleheader coming up. It's the San Antonio Spurs and the Los Angeles Lakers from Staples in LA. And we're told that Kobe Bryant will sit out again with that sore left ankle. Carter, yes! 35, that's a season high for Vince Carter. The Magic within 1. Also, Andrew Bynum will sit out with an injured hip. Kevin Harlan, Doug Collins will have it for you from LA. David West right back. Hornets by 3.
And if Dwight Howard is going to guard David West, that's what he has to do, is make a quick move on the 7-footer.
Carter for 3. Yes! The game is tied at 106. It's been a vintage night for Vince Carter. That's his 5th three-pointer. 5 for 7 from downtown. Shot clock to 4. Sungaila won't count. Foul coming before the shot. It's loose ball foul. It's on Rashard Lewis. And that is now number 4 on Lewis. A correction. The official score had 4 on Lewis earlier. So Carter doing it from all angles. We're seeing the entire repertoire here tonight. Tie game. We'll be right back.
At autotrader.com. By the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. By Jordan, become legendary. And by Sprite.
TNT Tuesday. Don't miss TNT's powerful new series about the lives beyond the law. Southland. That's Tuesday at 10, 9 Central. And it's all new to TNT. The Magic have come back from a 17-point deficit. Yesterday they came back down by as many as 11. They reeled off 19 straight points against the Celtics in Boston yesterday afternoon. Turned the game around and were able to beat the Celtics 96-89, and now they have a chance to take the lead for the first time since late in the first quarter. Carter for 3, and this time he's way off. Rebounded by Sungaila.
Despite Vince Carter's unbelievable performance tonight, to me, I think one of the keys here has been Jason Williams on the floor for the Magic.
Collison pops it out. Posey for 3. And Carter able to snatch it.
2 bad shots here by the Hornets. Collinson, players going underneath, forces a shot, and so does James Posey.
Petrus for 3. Good setup from Carter. Game is tied at 106. 4 minutes to play in the fourth. Here's Collison going right at Williams, and a foul. The rookie Darren Collison playing for the injured Chris Paul, and this is a New Orleans team that last year, with Paul leading the way, went 49-33, then lost in the first round of the playoffs to Denver in 5. 2 years ago, 56 wins, 2nd seed in the West, and then lost in the semis to San Antonio, Game 7 in New Orleans. Let's take a look at the upcoming national TV schedule. NBA TV Tuesday starting at 9:30 Eastern Time, Oklahoma City at Portland. ESPN Friday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. It's the All-Star Celebrity Game 2010. And TNT Thursday will be back with another doubleheader. Orlando at Cleveland and San Antonio at Denver. That's Thursday night starting at 8 o'clock. So the Hornets now lead by 1. Carter guarded by Singaila, who steps away. Now picked up by Posey. Contact, no foul. Carter gets it inside, and a foul is called. Howard took the hit. Foul on Singaila, that is his fourth.
The reason the confusion took place is because what New Orleans tried to do is put the man that they wanted to switch on to Vince Carter on the screener at first. Then they waited for the high pick and roll to take place, and then it was supposed to switch out. It was Posey that was supposed to wind up on Carter. But what happened is the screen just went right to the front of the rim, and they were undecided who should stay and who should go.
How about Dwight Howard, 8 of 10 at the line, and he's hit all 5 of his free throw attempts this fourth quarter.
Well, that'll stop all the hack of Howard if he can continue to make free throws like that, especially down the stretch when you know he can be a reliable force getting fouled going to the free throw line.
Orlando by 1. First lead since late in the first. It's the first of 2 meetings during the regular season between these two clubs. Playing the Big Easy later on this month. On the turnover, it is deflected out by Orlando. So New Orleans with 7 on the shot clock.
I'll tell you this, Dwight Howard and David West are battling one another down low.
Yes, they are. They are hitting each other.
Collison to the pull-up. Carter rebound. Orlando with the ball and a 1-point lead. Collison looking for the steal. Darren Collison, 23 points, 10 of 19 shooting, has 9 assists. Although he's missed his last 4 shots. Carter putting the move on Posey and scores! The basket is good and a foul.
What a move there by Vince Carter, weaving himself through the legs, through 2 defenders, the foul, get the ball up on the rim with the finger roll. You think he's going to split, he goes underneath, crossover, defender comes over, just splits him as well and puts it up.
Foul on Posey, 3-point play for Carter. He has 41 points, 27 coming in the second half. It's a season high for Vince, his career high, 51. Oh, David West is upset. He and Howard coming together. So Dwight Howard picks up his 5th. We'll step aside back in a moment. Oh, a technical foul has just been handed out. The NBA on TNT, presented by the United States Marine Corps. We welcome you back to Orlando as we were headed for commercial break. Dwight Howard and David West got involved in a technical call on Howard.
And you can see why West is upset, because right here, hold right there, there's where the hold takes place, and that's what gets him so upset, is the fact that Dwight Howard won't let him move. West reacts, you see the arms filling, Howard reacts, technical.
And that's the 13th technical of the season charged to Howard. Stojakovic will shoot the technical free throw. Now, once a player accrues 16 technical fouls, the league suspends him for 1 regular season game without pay. The technical foul count then restarts for the postseason. White just made the cut last year as he picked up 15 technicals. So number 13 for Howard, who also has 5 personal fouls. Collison with a gorgeous move.
What I like right there, he understood that the big was coming over to try to block the shot. He had to elevate it a little bit more to get it onto the glass. Nice move there by the rookie.
1-point lead for the Magic. James Posey, an excellent defender. Guarding Carter, got hit side of the head. Singaila over to help. Carter fires, yes! From downtown. It's the Vince Carter Show here in the Magic Kingdom. 44 points. the most points he has scored since April of 2006.
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Shot clock down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Stojakovic. Back comes Jason Williams. Minute 45 left here in the fourth. Williams saw the opening but closed the layup. And the officials checking with each other as to see who touched it last.
Well, they're asking, did the ball hit the rim, so should it be a reset of a 24-second? And it looked like when he got the ball on the rim, Jason Williams, that it did hit the corner of the rim, so the shot clock should be reset to 24. As official Bob Delaney is going to go over and look at the replay.
And you'll see Jason Williams, when he goes to the basket, winds up going off. We see Vince right here teeing up the 3.
This is probably what they're looking at to see if it was actually a 3-pointer on Vince Carter.
Looks like that right there, clearly behind. His feet are behind the line, so yes, it is a 3. But the reason Jason Williams missed that layup was because he went off the wrong foot. He went off the right foot, okay? Short, he was short getting up there, didn't get his elevation.
Nice move here by Vince Carter to pull up for the 3-pointer. And if I'm Jeff Bauer, I seriously have to think about what am I going to do in the pick and roll situations with Vince Carter. Maybe they need to trap hard to try to get the ball out of his hands, as Bob Delaney signals it was a correct call on a 3-pointer by Vince Carter, his 44th point of the evening.
And since Carter came back onto the floor, the Magic have outscored the Hornets 21-8. It is Orlando ball, last touched by New Orleans, so they get the full 24. A minute 40 remaining in the fourth. 4-point Orlando lead for the second straight game. A come-from-behind performance. Carter on a fade. Yes! He has been unconscious. 46 points, 32 in the second half. Oh. West trying to squeeze it through.
Smart decision here by Jay Will. Get the ball to Vince Carter.
Carter guarded by West, fires for 3. This one is off. Rebound, Petrus. And it is a traveling violation. So the ball back to the Hornets. They are down by 6 with a minute remaining in the fourth. Collison looking for the pick. Posey, and a foul. It's in the act. Carter called for number 5, and Posey will go to the line. As he does, let's send it to Ernie Johnson back in our Atlanta studios. Ernie.
All right, thank you very much, Marv. Tim Duncan and the Spurs looking for win number 30 tonight in L.A. The Lakers looking for win number 40. Earlier this year in January, the Spurs beat them by 20. Again, Kobe left late with back spasms. Kobe will not play tonight, resting the left ankle. Back to you, Marv.
All right, thank you, Ernie. Posey hitting his first with 51 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. I mentioned that Dwight Howard, in collecting that technical foul, accounting for his 13th of the season, and we're told that one of those technicals may have been rescinded by the NBA, so it's either 12 or 13. That coming from the Orlando Magic.
Remember, with Hito Turkoglu here, the favorite play was center of the floor, high pick and roll, Turkoglu and Howard. It's Vince Carter now, not Hito Turkoglu.
4-point lead for the Magic. Reach-in foul as they try to trap Carter. It's number 5 on Sengaila, and the Hornets are over the foul limit, so Carter will go to the line. Vince 2 for 2 at the line, which is strange when you score 46 points.
You don't usually score 40s without getting to the free throw line, a little bit more than that.
He's an 85% free throw shooter.
Yeah, but when you're knocking down jump shots and threes like he has in this second half, you don't need to be fouled.
His career high, 51. And that is number 48. A brilliant second half for Vince Carter. He has scored 18 of Orlando's last 22 points. The Magic by 6, 38 seconds to play, fourth quarter. 118-112 in a wild one here in Orlando. The Magic coming from behind. They've been a good come-from-behind club throughout the season because of the three-point weapon. They did it yesterday afternoon in Boston with a 19-0 run in the third quarter. Went on to beat the Celtics. They have the second-best record in the East behind Cleveland at 34-17. And Vince Carter has had a remarkable shooting performance. 19 of 27, 6 from downtown. He has 48 points. I mentioned his career high. He did it on 2 occasions, once as a Raptor and then 54 as a Net back in 2005. Nice move by Collison. It's a 4-point lead with 32 seconds to play. And the foul called on Collison. Hornets over the limit. Orlando is also over. So Jason Williams will shoot 2. Williams making his first appearance at the line. A 72% free throw shooter.
Both teams shot the lights out tonight. The Magic 54% from the field. The Hornets 52%. Also 53% from three-point range for the Hornets as well. And Vince Carter was just unstoppable in this second half.
Timeout is called. The Hornets will talk it over. They're down by 6 with 31 seconds to play in the fourth. And we will stay right here. But the story has been Vince Carter with 48 points. Out of the 3 of us sitting at this table, I think there's one of us who could relate to being in that zone. It's not me, and it's not the zone.
I had 48 points.
Really?
My entire high school.
Was that a Nerf ball
high school
competition?
Career, the entire career.
I see.
Look, I know it's only one game, but how he got him tonight was vintage Vince Carter, what we've come to know from his days in Toronto and New Jersey. You know, the step backs, the splitting of the double teams and the finishes. Didn't get to the free throw line, but his ability to get into the paint and take the contact, perhaps, maybe he's getting his legs and some of these little nagging injuries behind him, and this is the Vince Carter we're going to see for the home stretch.
Hornets have 1 timeout left at 20. Orlando has a full at 2:20. Stojakovic from way downtown. Now the Hornets are within 3 with 25 seconds to play. Lots of time remaining. There's the foul given by Posey. That will send Lewis to the line. Rashard Lewis, 2 of 2 at the free throw line. And on the season, 79%. Correction, it's on David West. So 2 shots here for Lewis.
It's a little bit of life for the Hornets. They have a timeout remaining.
Both teams are over the foul limit. Rashard Lewis connects on 1 of 2. And the Hornets use their final timeout. 4-point Magic lead. Back in a moment. Hornets just took their final timeout. The Magic with a full and 2:20s. Both clubs over the limit. It'll be New Orleans ball in their front court. Down by 4 with 24.7 remaining.
Well, the Hornets 9 of 16 from beyond the arc. Page just knocked down a big shot. You've got 3-point shooters out there in James Posey. Sangala can stretch to the floor. You got to be careful of him shooting as well.
Posey will inbound. Comes back to Posey, and he fires one that is way off. As Howard gets to it, he's running to it. West picks up the foul, and that will send Howard back to the line, and he's had a good night at the line, 9 for 11.
And I would say that last shot they'd probably like to have over again. If you're going to shoot a three, at least get a good look at it, or else take the ball aggressively to the basket. You need the 2 possessions. Perhaps you get fouled driving into the basket, the clock stops, or you make a deuce, turn around and foul them again, and then you have to play from the free throw line.
Or perhaps if you put your head down and drive and kick, drive and fade to the corner, maybe a defender falls and you get a wide open look at a three.
Dwight Howard had hit his previous 6 at the line in this fourth quarter. And now Mo Peterson, a 3-point shooter, checking in. So Peterson, West, Stojakovic, Posey, and Collison on the floor for the Hornets. Howard misses both. However, the hustle by Lewis to get to the loose ball, and he's submarined by Peterson. So Rashard Lewis fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
And this is the problem with the substitution of Jeff Browers taking out Darius Sungailas and bringing in Mo Peterson. You go smaller with a bad free throw shooter and Dwight Howard at the line, understanding that this shot is off. You're smaller up front and anything is possible. The bigger Lewis is quicker to the basketball, gets fouled, going to the free throw line.
He is 3 of 4, 79% on the season. The Magic 13 of 16 at the line here in the fourth quarter. The Hornets to the line only 5 times in the fourth. (123-117) Orlando. Clock running out on the Hornets. Collison for 3. Rebounded by Carter. Good box out by Vince. And he'll run it down. Standing ovation here at the Amway Arena for the home team. Spectacular night for Vince Carter. 19 of 27, 6 threes, 7 rebounds, 48 points, 34 coming in the second half. That's as high as a member of the Magic. And he is just 3 points off his career high. So the Orlando Magic coming back from a 17-point deficit and defeat the Hornets 123-117. Thanks to our producer, Glenn Diamond, director Renato Lowe, and our statistician, Brian Taylor. Marv Albert, Reggie Miller, the Czar, Mike Fratello, and Cheryl Miller saying so long from Orlando. The Magic going to 35-17. The Hornets drop to 27-25. After a quick break, we take you to Kevin Harlan, Doug Collins in LA.